There is a kind of confidence that doesn't announce itself. It doesn't come from certainty. It doesn't come from belief. And it doesn't come from knowing you're right. It shows up quietly, often without being recognized as confidence at all. This episode is about that kind of confidence. The kind that doesn't need reinforcement. The kind that isn't built on reassurance or proof. Quiet confidence isn't something you acquire. It appears when there's no longer an argument happening inside. For a long time, confidence may have meant having answers. Knowing what you're doing. Knowing where you're going. Knowing how things will turn out. So when those answers fall away, you might expect confidence to disappear with them. But something else happens instead. Without the need to defend a position, there's less to protect. And in that absence, a steadiness appears. Quiet confidence isn't a feeling of strength. It's the absence of fragility. You may notice this in how you respond to uncertainty. Questions arise. Situations change. Plans don't hold. And instead of scrambling internally, you remain available. Not passive. Not indifferent. Available. This availability doesn't come from trust in outcomes. It comes from trust in responsiveness. You don't know what will happen, but you know you can meet what does. That knowing doesn't need words. Quiet confidence also changes how you relate to being seen. Earlier, confidence often depended on perception. How others viewed you, whether you were respected, whether you were understood. Now, those things matter less. Not because you don't care, but because they don't stabilize you. You don't collapse when you're misunderstood. You don't inflate when you're affirmed. You stay where you are. This doesn't make you withdrawn. It makes you less reactive. You're not adjusting yourself constantly to manage impressions. You show up as you are in the moment, and you let that be enough. Quiet confidence also shows up in how you speak. You don't rush to fill silence. You don't over-explain. You say what needs to be said, and you stop. You don't need to persuade. If something lands, it lands. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That ease can be surprising. Earlier, silence might have felt uncomfortable, like something needed to be added. Now silence feels neutral. Not empty, not tense, just quiet. Another place this confidence appears is in how you relate to mistakes. Mistakes still happen. You misjudge. You forget. You say the wrong thing. But mistakes no longer threaten your sense of stability. You correct when needed. You apologize when appropriate. And you move on. There's no lingering self-critique. No internal collapse. Quiet confidence doesn't come from being flawless. It comes from being unafraid of imperfection. This confidence also changes how effort feels. You still apply yourself. You still care about doing things well. But you're not proving anything through effort. You're not trying to establish your worth. You're participating. When effort is no longer tied to self-validation, it becomes cleaner. You do what's needed. You stop when it's done. No extra strain. No inner pressure to exceed yourself. Quiet confidence doesn't make life dramatic. It makes it workable. You may notice that challenges don't escalate as quickly. Not because they disappear, but because you don't amplify them internally. You don't turn difficulty into a story about yourself. It's just something to respond to. This reduces a lot of unnecessary friction. Another subtle shift is how you relate to comparison. Other people's confidence may still be visible, but it doesn't destabilize you. You don't measure yourself against it. You don't wonder if you should feel the same way. You recognize that confidence can look many different ways. And yours doesn't need to resemble anyone else's. Quiet confidence doesn't demand expression. It doesn't need to be seen to exist. It's felt as a lack of urgency, a lack of inner negotiation. You're not constantly checking whether you're okay. You already know. This knowing isn't conceptual. It's embodied. You feel it when you pause and there's no tension pulling you forward or back. You feel it when you make a decision without rehearsing it internally. You feel it when something unexpected happens and you don't need to regroup. Quiet confidence is often mistaken for neutrality or calm, but it's deeper than mood. It remains even when emotions change. You can feel anxious and still be steady. You can feel sad and still be grounded. Confidence no longer depends on how you feel. It depends on how much resistance there is to feeling at all. This episode isn't suggesting you cultivate confidence. There's nothing to practice here. Quiet confidence appears when you stop trying to secure yourself, when you stop bracing against life, when you stop needing to know that you'll be okay before you let yourself live. If you're listening to this and noticing a subtle steadiness underneath uncertainty, a sense that things don't need to be resolved for you to continue, that's not indifference. That's confidence without armor. And if these reflections help you recognize that steadiness, you're welcome to stay with the season as it continues. Liking the video helps it reach others who may be discovering confidence that doesn't rely on certainty. If someone you care about seems unsure but strangely grounded, you're welcome to share this with them, only if it feels right. Quiet confidence doesn't try to convince. It doesn't need to. It's already here.